Let's talk about something that so many of us are dealing with. Something that's quietly draining our energy and our happiness. I'm talking about poor sleep. We're going to break down the hidden price we pay for all those restless nights and, more importantly, figure out how to wake up feeling energized again. So, let's get into it.
So, does this sound familiar to you? You put in your 8 hours, you did everything right, but you wake up feeling like you've barely slept a wink. That groggy, heavy feeling, that's a huge clue that the quality of your sleep is suffering, even if the quantity looks good on paper.
All right, so let's get right to it and understand the real cost here. And believe me, this goes way beyond just feeling a little groggy the next day. We are talking about a serious, long-term hit to your health and just your overall well-being.
First off, what do we even mean when we say sleep disturbance? Well, it's not just one thing. It could be that struggle to even fall asleep in the first place, or maybe you wake up again and again all night long, or maybe you're just tossing and turning, never really getting into that deep, restful state. It's all part of the same problem.
And this is the part you really need to hear. Feeling tired is just the tip of the iceberg. Seriously, the real danger is what's happening under the surface, because chronic poor sleep kicks off this negative chain reaction all throughout your body.
And when you look at these health risks, you can see how connected everything is. When you're not getting good sleep, it can mess with your body and lead to really serious stuff like hypertension and diabetes. It throws the hormones that control your appetite completely out of whack, which can lead to weight gain. And of course, it directly impacts your mood and your ability to focus. This is not something your body can just power through.
Okay, so we get it. The stakes are high. But what's actually causing all these sleepless nights in the first place? Let's unpack some of the most common reasons.
So, the causes usually fall into one of two big buckets. On one side, you've got lifestyle factors, things like stress and anxiety, maybe that late afternoon coffee, or just having a really erratic schedule. But on the other side, there could be underlying medical conditions, things like a thyroid issue or sleep apnea, that are physically stopping you from getting good rest.
And let's just talk about stress for a second, because it is a huge piece of this puzzle. When your mind is just racing with worries, your body stays on high alert. You're basically stuck in fight or flight mode, which makes it nearly impossible to relax and get the deep, restorative sleep your body is crying out for.
So this brings us to a really critical question. When does having a few bad nights of sleep turn into a real medical concern? Let's go over the signs that tell you it's probably time to talk to a professional.
So, do any of these feel a little too familiar? If you find yourself nodding along, especially to things like snoring loudly, which can be a big sign of sleep apnea, or really needing that caffeine just to function, that's a pretty strong signal that it's time to have a conversation with your doctor.
And here's a really simple rule of thumb for you. Look, we all have a bad night every now and then. But if these problems have been sticking around for several weeks and they're genuinely messing with your work, your mood, or your health, that's your cue. It's time to get some help.
So what does getting help even look like? It's a lot more thorough than you might think. Let's actually walk through what a real, holistic approach to better sleep involves.
A real sleep specialist is going to look at the whole picture. They'll dive into your daily habits, give you advice on nutrition and stress, and teach you all about sleep hygiene, which is just a fancy term for creating a solid, restful routine. They'll also check for any underlying medical stuff and give you actual strategies to help quiet your mind. It's a full, personalized game plan for better rest.
Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking right now. Isn't there a quicker fix for all this? What about just taking a sleeping pill?
And that's a totally fair question. While medication might offer a short-term patch, a truly good approach is aiming for something that lasts. The real goal is to build long-term, natural habits that fix the root cause of the problem, instead of just covering up the symptoms night after night.
And that really brings us to the whole point of all this. This isn't just about logging more hours of sleep. It's about getting your life back. It's about reclaiming that energy and that vitality that you absolutely deserve to have.
You remember that vicious cycle we mentioned earlier? Well, here it is again. Poor sleep messes with your metabolism. That can lead to weight gain, and that just leaves you feeling tired all the time. The only way to break that cycle for good is to make quality sleep a real priority.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Quality sleep is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable pillar of your health, right up there with good food and exercise. It is the absolute foundation of a healthy, energized life.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. You don't have to fix everything overnight. Just think about it. What is one small thing, one simple change you could make tonight to start your journey toward better sleep? Thanks for tuning in.